The rumors of treasure on Oak Island have been around for centuries. History has given many opportunities and chances for hungry explorers to strike it rich, but no one has come close to these two brothers. With one shared goal and the motivation with fierce determination, the treasure was so close they could taste it. It had been a long, challenging road, but everything had been worth it. The final smile. The two brothers dug further and saw something that was beyond their wildest dreams. But before we start our story, smash the like button, make sure to subscribe, and hit the notifications bell so you won't miss any new stories. Oak Island is located off the southern shore of Lunenburg County, Nova Scotia. For years, several teams have landed on the space in hopes of discovering the Money Pit. Explorers from across the world have come hoping to make their fortune. Rick and Martin Lagina loved spending their childhood playing make-believe. The brothers were only 4 years apart and grew up as best friends. They loved to create treasure hunts for each other in their backyard, but had no idea of the real treasure available in the world. One day, Rick found a copy of his parents' Reader's Digest magazine. The publication always had interesting articles, but one stood out specifically. It was an article written about the rumored buried treasure on Oak Island. From that day on, the brothers' lives were never the same. As the boys grew older, they never stopped talking about going to Oak Island. Their friends and family thought it was a childhood fascination, but it was turning into an adult accomplishment. At a certain point, the brothers were willing to put everything on the line. In 1779, 3 teenage best friends went exploring on the southern shore of Nova Scotia. The boys' names were John Smith, Anthony Vaughan, and Daniel McGinnis. They loved exploring the coast of their beautiful Canadian province and found an island they had never seen before. The boys docked their small boat and began to explore the small island. They found something unexplainable that left them with a big choice. When they landed on this island, they changed their lives forever. When John, Anthony, and Daniel docked on the unknown island, they found a huge depression in the ground that was circular in shape. It was located beside the beach where they had docked their boat. The boys were curious and began to dig into the soft dirt. After a short amount of time, they found something that made them drop their shovels and run back to their boat. As they sailed away, they swore to never reveal what they had found. When they got back to town, they began the rumors of Oak Island. The 3 young men had brought back no proof of their discovery, but the fear on their faces was enough to spread a fantastic tale. For years, it was spread by word of mouth until one company decided to investigate the cold, hard facts. The Onslow Company set out on an expedition to Oak Island in the early 1800s. They had started the company to track down the site the boys found and then find their fortunes. The lead explorers landed on the beach and couldn't believe one detail the 3 men had left out of their original adventure. While the Onslow Company began to set up the area for their extraction, they uncovered a surprising detail. They found the space the boys had previously dug up and noticed that there was a separate dig site. Before the 3 friends had discovered the island, someone else had quietly set up an excavation site. The Onslow Company found a separate hole that led to man-made shafts underground. The shafts were 10 feet tall, but who was the mysterious first digger? The Onslow Company began exploring the mine shaft, uncovering underground platforms. Whoever had been there before had worked hard to uncover the island's secrets. Among their findings was a mysterious stone slab with an inscription in unknown characters, discovered 30 to 40 feet below ground. They photographed it and sent it to their company office. A local newspaper shared the details, sparking widespread curiosity. The stone slab, described as 2 feet long and about a foot thick, puzzled local experts and code breakers. For a century, its meaning remained unknown until historian Edward Rowe Snow took on the challenge. Known for his work in uncovering maritime history, Snow finally deciphered the message before his death. 40 feet below, £1,000,000 are buried. However, the origins of the inscription remained a mystery. In 1931, William Chappell took over the search. One of his first discoveries was an axe, the first tool found on site, exciting the local community. The team unearthed more artifacts, including an oil lamp and a miner's pick, traced back to Great Britain and estimated to be at least 250 years old. Theories emerged about who had buried the items. Some suggested Marie Antoinette's jewels had been hidden there during her escape from France, while others believed Francis Bacon had concealed evidence of his connection to Shakespeare's works. One of the most compelling theories pointed to pirate captain William Kidd, who terrorized the seas from 1675 until his execution in 1701. Some believed Oak Island was the perfect place for him to stash his treasure, keeping it hidden from his enemy. Despite their discoveries, Chappelle's team reached a dead end. Eventually, the Onslow Company withdrew, replaced by the Triton Alliance Company in 1980. Their ambitious efforts turned into disappointment as their digs proved unsuccessful. After 25 years of failed searches and financial losses, the company filed for bankruptcy. Brothers Rick and Martin Lagina had been fascinated by Oak Island since childhood and closely followed the Triton Alliance Company's activities. When the opportunity arose, they pooled their resources and purchased the island. Teaming up with the Blankenship family, the Lagina brothers invested $7 million to secure ownership. Unlike previous explorers, they diversified their efforts by launching the Oak Island Tour Company, offering visitors a chance to experience the mystery firsthand. Owning Oak Island was the fulfillment of a lifelong dream for Rick and Martin. What they didn't realize was that their purchase would change their lives forever. When the Lagina brothers moved on to Oak Island to run their tour company and search for treasure, they were unaware of its dark history. Over 300 years, 6 explorers had died trying to uncover its secrets, leading locals to believe the island was cursed. Residents warned the brothers they were walking a dangerous path and might not leave the island alive, but they were too close to turn back. Their purchase attracted media attention, and soon, the History Channel made them an offer. In exchange for filming a reality show, the network would help finance their treasure hunt. Though hesitant at first, the brothers agreed. In 2014, The Curse of Oak Island debuted, captivating audiences. One of their first major finds was a Spanish coin discovered underwater, fueling excitement. The coin, traced back over 3,000 years, suggested Oak Island held secrets older than anyone had imagined. With the show's budget, the brothers expanded their team, bringing in archaeologist Miriam Amaro and earth scientist Craig Tester. Tester, who had been fascinated by pirate treasure since childhood, couldn't believe he was now part of the search. Their biggest challenge was making the island safe. Old dig sites had become flooded death traps filled with debris and mud. But as they cleared the area, they found more than natural obstacles: booby traps. These traps weren't left by previous explorers, raising the question, who had set them and what were they protecting? As they drained water and dismantled the traps, they made an astonishing discovery: a Roman sword buried deep beneath the island. This suggested that treasure had been hidden on Oak Island far earlier than previously believed. Could the ancient Romans have once stood on this very land? Then, the brothers received a surprising phone call from historian and author Zena Halpern. During her research, she had uncovered a map from 1340 detailing Oak Island. The map not only provided clues about its past, but also hinted at who had been there before them. The most shocking revelation was a link to the Knights Templar. The map suggested that both the Templars and the French government had connections to the island, pinpointing a specific period when treasure could have been buried. At the bottom of the map was a note written in French, translated as, "The Indians from the south work well." This was the first concrete physical evidence of past settlers on the island. Could the brothers learn from history to avoid their predecessors' fate? With the map in hand, the brothers were determined to uncover more tangible proof of Oak Island's buried past. Their search in the legendary Money Pit was far from over, and they wouldn't be disappointed with what they found next. The first major find was a piece of parchment made from animal skin, traced back to the same period as the map. Though it had no writing, it hinted at the presence of the Knights Templar on the island. As the brothers dug deeper, they encountered more booby traps, slowing progress as they drained water and ensured safety. After months of fruitless searching, they uncovered an artifact that changed everything: a human bone. Shocked, they halted digging and called authorities. Archaeologists confirmed the bone belonged to a person of Middle Eastern origin. How had someone from across the world ended up buried on Oak Island? Once given the all-clear, the team pressed on. Days later, team member Gary Drayton unearthed an ancient metal object, a medieval cross. Drayton, an expert in metal artifacts, was astonished. "This is old. We might have just made history," he said on camera. Eager for more clues, the team continued searching. Soon, they found a purple ring, over 400 years old, with ties to African cultures, ancient Rome, and Egyptian royalty. The discoveries painted a clear picture. The Knights Templar had used Oak Island to hide treasure. The Templars, an organization founded in 1118 by Knight Hugues de Payens, were known for amassing wealth and sacred artifacts. Popularized in the Da Vinci Code and National Treasure, their real-life connection to Oak Island stunned the team. But one question remained. What exactly had they hidden? Meanwhile, the Curse of Oak Island continued to grow in popularity. Now heading into its 9th season, the show had captivated audiences worldwide. In 2017, the brothers discovered a secret tunnel linking the island to a location called Smith's Cove. Team member Doug Crewell uncovered a ship's log detailing a treacherous underground walk. Could this be the final piece of the treasure puzzle? Despite their progress, Rick and Martin still had unanswered questions. Oak Island had hosted many different groups over history, each leaving behind traces of their presence. In 2018, they found a small piece of gold, but for the Lagina brothers, every day on the island was priceless.